Hello everybody and welcome to this video looking at Dead or Alive 6. It was time to do an update. Since my last video, Koei has released 2 sets of new costumes and done something incredibly controversial, which will be the focus of most of this video, I imagine. You may notice from this clip that while the costumes are not new by any means, the characters have new hair colors. Nico is not usually white haired, and Murray Rose doesn't usually look like Hatsune Miku, but Koei has released the ability to change the character's hair, and that has been controversial. Not because people don't like the hair colors. I imagine people quite appreciate that, but there is an additional cost involved, and that's obviously getting people quite upset. But before we get to that, we'll talk about the costumes first, because it's a bit more of a positive thing to kick the video off with. They're both great sets of costumes. One of them is a legacy set, so Dead or Alive 5, one of the better sets of costumes was the Chinese dresses for the girls, the Chongsams, and Chongsam, I don't know what the plural is for Chongsam. It might just be Chongsam, not Chongsams. Chongsams doesn't sound very right to me. But anyway, point being that you can now get those costumes in Dead or Alive 6. It's a separate purchase to the season pass, as with all the legacy stuff, but it's really worth it. Those are great costumes. You'll see them in bits of the video ahead. They're really, really nice looking costumes, and each character has their own colour, and they're rich and vibrant, and actually a big step up from what you saw in Dead or Alive 5. So if you go back and look at what they look like in the last game compared to what they look like in 6, you can definitely see that there has been a lot of work done to make them, to update them, I guess, for the newer engine and the newer character models and stuff. So yeah, all good there. The other new set of costumes is a Gust collaboration, and that's right there in front of the on the screen in front of you right now. Basically, all the characters, again, the women, not the men, all the women who aren't DLC characters, so the SNK characters don't get new costumes again, but all the main characters get some kind of costume from an Atelier game. So you see Lei Feng there wearing a Maruru costume, and Kokoro's wearing a Shally costume. Obviously, Honoka has the Riser costume, because thick and thick go together, thick as thieves. But yeah, these are all really good costumes, and they're a lot of fun. It's basically cosplay, and that's what I was really looking forward to seeing a lot more of from the DLC strategy that Koei has with Dead or Alive 6. Oh, there's Riser there. I've thought that the costumes have been pretty good that have come. I've enjoyed all of them in one way or another, but I have been waiting for the kind of the oddball stuff to really start to come from Dead or Alive 5, because Dead or Alive 5 had dozens and dozens of costumes, and most of them were pretty silly, good fun stuff, the kind of things that you might see people wear at a Halloween party or whatever, or a costume party. So that's been a little bit lacking. This brings it in a good way, and I'm really enjoying these costumes. Actually, they're more detailed, they're much better done than the equivalent costumes in Dead or Alive 5, and the only disappointment I have really is that for a Gust collaboration, the lack of Blue Reflection costumes is a bit disappointing. If you've played Blue Reflection or know Blue Reflection, it's a pretty amazing game, and it has the most beautiful art style and most beautiful costumes. The girls in that game all wear the most lovely school uniforms that you've ever seen in a video game, and it would have been great to see a couple of those make their way into this, but overall, like I said, I really can't complain. I think it's actually pretty good stuff. But to move on to the controversial thing, the hairstyles. So what you can do now is purchase these premium ticket things, and then in the dressing room you can use those premium tickets to purchase new hair colors for various hairstyles for each of the characters. Each premium ticket is about $1.50, I think, Australian. It's not too expensive in terms of a raw upfront cost, but there are a couple of, I guess, issues with it. Firstly, once you've applied a hair color to a particular hairstyle, if you remove that hair color, you have to repurchase it. Now it goes without saying that's a little bit nonsense. Luckily, each character has quite a few hairstyles. So, for example, with Murray Rose, I've got the black ribbon version of a hairstyle set up so it looks like Hatsune Miku with the green hair, that one. And then if I want her to be her normal blonde self, I can just pick a different hairstyle. So that's a good thing. In addition, because it's applied to the hairstyle rather than a specific costume, you're able to select it across all the costumes that can use that hairstyle. So you saw earlier on that I was able to give the Hatsune Miku hair to Marie Rose's Santa swimsuit. So that was an additional purchase, but I can apply it also to the dress here. So yes, it's a system that I think will confuse a few people. I can imagine that quite a few people will accidentally remove the hairstyle and then realize they're up for another premium ticket the next time they want to apply color to that hairstyle. But if you know how the system works, it's not so bad. You get to keep your favorite hair color with one particular hairstyle, you get to keep the default hair color with another one, and it's only if you're going to get into 5 or 6 different colored hairstyles that you're going to find yourself struggling to juggle them all. I guess the greater problem that a lot of people have is the presence of these tickets at all, because they are a new DLC microtransaction thing. They've been introduced with this latest update. Beforehand you couldn't change the colour of the character's hair, but you also weren't being charged premium tickets if you wanted to. And given that Dead or Alive 6 already has quite expensive season passes and you have to purchase the legacy costumes separately and all of that, I do think that a lot of people are starting to feel a little bit gouged. And I will say that even though I'll be the first to admit that I've been hanging out to be able to dress Mary Rose up as Hatsune Miku, because that really is combining two of my favourite things in the whole damn world. I must admit that it does feel a little bit on the nose that something as simple as hairstyles would have that premium cost without any way of earning the tickets. That's the other thing, I think. At least as far as I can tell, there's no way that you can earn tickets through play. There might be. I haven't delved enough back into the story mode and the online play stuff to tell if they've implemented some kind of premium ticket reward for actions. But as far as I can tell, there's the only way to get those premium tickets is to purchase them, and that again, that does feel a little bit on the nose, and it's asking a little bit much to add a third expense if you really want to have the full Dead or Alive experience. Now, I've got to say that, in fairness, I don't think I'll be buying that many premium tickets because there aren't that many hairstyles that I really want to mess around with. Now that I've got the green hair for Mary Rose and I've been able to put Nico in that white hairstyle, which I find very attractive on her, I don't feel an urge to go and buy more hair colours. I may, down the track, want to grab a different hair colour to make Honoka look more like Riser or something, I don't know. But those things they do feel very optional. It's not a defense of what Koei Tecmo is doing, because I do think that people are right to be a little bit upset that they're being asked to, again, pay for that extra bit of microtransactions. But I do think that as far as completely optional purchases go, these ones really do feel very completely optional. So that's about the only way I can think of that can kind of excuse what's been done here. But I guess the really greater concern that people have is they're going to start wondering what else is going to be added to this premium ticket system, because the premium tickets are not a first for the Dead or Alive series overall. There are premium tickets for the beach volleyball one, Dead or Alive Extreme 3, and in that, premium tickets are used for costumes. Each time you want a costume, their swimsuits or lingerie or whatever, you need to chalk out for the premium tickets or earn an awful lot of in-game cash. This game doesn't let you buy the hair colours with the in-game cash, so I imagine that people are a little bit concerned that at some stage these costumes might be added to the premium ticket thing, and it might be a way of making people pay even more for the overall costumes, really, is probably what people are worried about. I don't know. I don't have any insight into Koei Tecmo's broader strategy with Dead or Alive 6. But if in theory these premium tickets are only going to be used for really kind of minor aesthetic things like hair colours and maybe a little bit of jewellery here and there, then I would not stop playing the game, obviously, and I would certainly not feel the need to go and buy all of that stuff. As long as the costumes are still sold through premium, through DLC, through season passes or packs, then I'm okay with it. Because like I've said in previous videos, I'm really quite okay with supporting Dead or Alive 6. It's given me many dozens of hours of entertainment, and I enjoy the costumes, and I don't see it as an expense that I'm unhappy making. I'm quite happy to pay for these things. But yeah, I'm not going to be nickel and dimed either. As a big fan of the series, I do have limits still, and yeah, I must admit I'm a little bit concerned that these tickets might become a little bit too prominent for their own good down the track. But putting all of that aside, once again, I do love the new costumes. As you can see, these Cheongsam are really gorgeous. One thing I did notice is the ability. I didn't realize this was there previously. I don't know if it has been there previously. It was just added with this one. You can actually change the color of the girl's underwear too. There are 3 different buttons you can press when selecting a costume, and on the character select screen, and depending on the button you press, whether it's triangle, square, or cross on the PlayStation controller, you actually get a different set of underwear. It might be just plain white, or it might be, you know, in some way kind of patterned after the costume. So that's been fun to play around with, especially when the Cheongsam are very gravity mobile, let's put it that way. They give you a good look through each fight. So yeah, that was a nice little bonus. Who knows, maybe the premium tickets will come in there and you'll be able to buy different types of underwear as well at some point. I wouldn't put it past them with what they're doing at the moment, but yeah, it's good, it's fun. I'm still enjoying the game. I can't wait to see how the new character from this season pass plays out. I can't remember her name now, but she comes from Dead or Alive Extreme. She's never been in the fighting game side of things before. She's a new character as far as that's concerned, and she's the next big update to look forward to. So I'm sure I will have a video on that once it happens, and I'm sure that a bunch of people are going to be mad at me for suggesting that it's okay for some of these costs, but yeah, I am on your side when it comes to the premium tickets. I do think they're a little bit on the nose, as I've said in the video. Alright, well, that's enough for this one. Thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe. You obviously will get a lot of Dead or Alive videos if you do. As long as they keep supporting this game, I will keep making them. Just because I like doing videos with Marie Rose, really. Especially now she looks like Hatsune Miku. If you also enjoy my videos, please do consider backing me on Patreon. That stuff really does help. It's a little bit of financial support. Even $1 a month actually goes a long way, further than you'd believe. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.